Today we are discussing Lokah, and this is a phenomenal film. Please see it in theaters if you can. This was one of the best and most enjoyable movies I have seen all year. It strikes the perfect balance between horror and comedy and develops genuinely interesting and compelling characters that were a pleasure to watch. It is beautifully shot and well paced. It's meant to methodically walk you through this new world and its lead character, and you never get overwhelmed by the story. Kalyana Priyadarshan gives a star-making performance as Chandra, this centuries-old vampire struggling to find refuge in a world where hiding has become nearly impossible. If you're familiar with Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, the first part of this film does feel like a fresh twist on that idea. We're introduced to Sonny, a young man who becomes increasingly obsessed with his attractive neighbor across the street, an obsession that quickly turns into fear when he realizes who she truly is. The film explores themes of community, voyeurism, isolation, and loneliness. Seeing her alone, Sonny is eager to welcome Chandra into his world until he realizes that she's no longer part of it. I love the constant barrier between Chandra and Sonny. His ability to stalk and observe her from across the street is contrasted by his inability or reluctance to connect with her in a meaningful way. I also love how the movie uses Sonny's best friends. I thought they were actually the highlight of the movie. And I think this movie makes a great commentary on how perspective very much shapes our perception and how so much of what we believe is real starts in our own heads. I thought the villain, played by Sandy Master, was incredibly compelling, and honestly, he was a scene stealer. He has a very strong presence on screen. Despite his power and position, he feels constantly undermined and unappreciated, and he's such a wonderful contrast to Chandra, who really wants to remain hidden because she knows that people will fear her, while he desperately wants to be feared, but he just can't really command that respect. I love that the movie does not rely on flashy action sequences. Instead, it uses and builds its characters to bridge these two worlds, the one that we know and this dark invisible one that's hiding in plain sight. And this is not just a generic superhero film, and it avoids getting bogged down in complicated mythology. And more so than that, it thoughtfully explores how our ideas of community, when taken too far, can become intrusive and dangerous. And honestly, sometimes it's just better to mind your own business. Don't worry about what the neighbor is doing. And so please see this movie in theaters if you can, and until next time.